Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas, your source for Maverick news, updates, and information. And I haven't had a chance yet to do a video on the interior, driver controls and functionality of the interior with a Ford Maverick. About every one that we've had has been sold, and of course we try to get them to the customers as quick as possible. But today actually it snowed outside, and my daughter, who has a Ford Maverick, I said, don't forget to put your drive mode in slippery mode when you're driving today, because it'll really help out a lot. So that got me triggered and thinking I need to do a video of the inside. So actually, instead of grabbing her Maverick, I grabbed our general manager who drove his in today as well, because his has about everything you can think of on it. It is an XLT with the luxury package. Also does include the Copilot 360 features, and he does have the 4K tow package as well as the FX4 package, because this one will highlight all the buttons you can have and all the controls having all three of those. So your vehicle may look a little different as we talk about the interior features of this. We'll kind of highlight some of those in this video as we go through this. So I want to basically go through, as sitting as a driver and you're wanting to know how to do things and control things, where are all the controls at, and especially since we're delivering a lot of these to customers out of state. They're getting shipped to them. They don't have the opportunity to set and for us to go through the vehicle with them upon delivery like we would normally on some of our customers. So I thought this would be a great video for somebody that's new jumping in their Ford Maverick, where all the controls are, and from the driver's standpoint in the vehicle. So let's go through. I'm going to throw in some little clips as we go in there and get close-ups of each one of these, so you kind of know, of course, how things go. And we're just going to move from the left to the right in looking at the vehicle. Of course, over here on the left, you do have your power windows and your power mirror switches on the door pull right here. So of course, those front windows are going to turn this on here. Turn his music off and make sure, yep, my climate control's turned off. So these windows up here, we'll check these out. So that front one is what we call one touch window, power down. So of course, just had it off and it's really cold out today. So it's one touch down, but not one touch up for that window there. The passenger window is also, you have to press it all the way. So the driver's window is a one touch down, but not up. You have to pull that up. Of course, the power mirror switches are over here, and the way those work as well, you can of course lock out that top one is for your window. So if you want to lock those rear windows so the kids can't roll those down, that's that button at the top up there. You can see that's highlighted with that little light on there. That's what that control is for. Below that are your mirrors. So you have the two buttons underneath the round dial there, and that is going to control if you want to adjust the left mirror, your driver's mirror, or your passenger mirror. So I want to adjust the driver's mirror. I click that little left one there, and then I'm going to use those arrows, go left or right, up and down, to adjust the mirror accordingly that I want to. And then when I've got that set, I would then press that button again to deselect that, so I don't accidentally move that in any way right there. So that's how you would adjust the mirrors for the driver and the front passenger. Again, XLT is standard for the power mirrors. On the XL, you can get power mirrors if you go to the Copilot 360 features right there. Up here, of course, are your power lock switches, so you unlock, lock, pretty easily to understand there. Of course, it unlocked automatically because I had the key in the ignition, and that's why it went ahead and did that. So of course, your door pull and everything. This one does have your leather wrapped steering wheel, but on the steering wheel itself, we're going to talk about these two controls. The one over here on the left is your cruise control. So if you do have XLT and above, of course, XLs will not have that. You will have your cruise control over here. To the left, you have the four buttons. The one there to the right there with the little, it looks like a little speedometer thing, that's what you press to go ahead, and you would go ahead and then turn that on right there. So that's how you turn your cruise control on. The little X to the left is going to shut that off there, or cancel your setting, your cruise control. So I believe that button too, and if you're going, and let's say you're going about 60 miles an hour, that's where you want your set. If you press the right button, it not only does it turn the cruise on, but also sets it looks like by that setting right there. And then the X would cancel your cruise control if you have it set. And then the buttons that you'll see that says set plus, set minus down below. If you take that little toggle switch in the middle that has that RES, the resume button there, if you press that, let's say you had to slow down. There's a car in front of you, so you slow down, hit your brake, but you want to resume back up, you pass them. If you just press that little toggle, that little button straight down, just press it straight down, it then will resume you back to the speed you're at. Let's say you want to increase it. Let's say the speed zone changed from 60 to 65, you want to go up. You take that toggle switch, if you press it from the bottom up, then it would actually increase your cruise control 1 increment at 1 mile per hour at a time. And then press it down, it does the same going down. So that's about the cruise control. Below that, that little silver button down there, you have your volume controls for your audio. So if you have your audio turned on, you don't have to come over here and take your hands off the steering wheel. You can keep them right here. Press the volume, the little the minus button there is going to take your volume down. The plus button is going to take your volume up. And then you do have your mute, so you can mute it, which I like that. My Bronco, I cannot find that on the steering wheel. I actually have to press my Bronco, so that is a little bit of a feature that's, you can say, isn't a big deal, but to some people it is a big deal. Now the controls on the right side of the steering wheel over here. The controls on the top over here will control your productivity screen, which is what we call that, in between your speedometer and your tachometer here. Or if you have a hybrid, it's going to be into that battery meter over there. So again, this is an EcoBoost with the FX4 package, so it does have the 6.5-inch productivity screen. You're going to have the smaller one if you do not have the FX4 package, or if you have an XL or XLT trimmed vehicle. If you have the Lariat with the luxury package, you'll have this same screen as well as if you have the FX4 package. So this is the menu, or the buttons are going to control your productivity screen. The menu button there, you press that, and that's going to take you into your menu features there. And again, you use the button, the little toggle button here to push up or down, and that will allow you to go up and down through the features there, and allow you to be able to go through all the different features, like in this one here, your select screen, you know, that kind of thing. Now if you want to hit that where it shows an arrow there, you hit your OK button, and that's going to select that part of the screen, and then you can again move down to check any boxes. If there's a box to check, then you're going to just press that OK down, and that'll check that box. Press it again, deselects that box, and then anytime you're like, okay, I'm done with that, I want to go back, to the left over here is your back button. So I'm not going to go through all those features. I'll let you go through those, and I might do a separate video on those features. This is really just where everything's positioned type of video. I'll go through a different one on the productivity screen, probably even record it right after this video, and show you kind of some of the productivity screen features as well as the screen there too. Underneath that silver button there is where you're going to have presettings. Well, there are a couple different things in the controls. Of course, there on the left, that is your control to be able to use the voice command. So if I press that button,
phone voice assistant requires a connected phone.
Okay, I don't have my phone connected, but you would press that. It would then listen and want you to be able to say a command back to it, like call so-and-so, or turn audio to this station, that kind of thing. You would be able to do that. Now these other buttons there, you'll see they have two different functions there. One is there's an arrow to the left with a line, and then the right one is an arrow to the right. Well, that's if you have any presettings for your audio. You could go through those presettings using those buttons left and right to be able to go through your presetting audio controls. And then you also see a phone and two little phone icons there. The one on the left is to make a call. The one on the right is to hang up your call, or to end your call. So that's where those buttons are right there. Let's talk about the toggle switches back here. Of course, the one over here on the left, the little toggle switch, I guess they're levers. The one over here on the left is your turn signal. So when you want to turn left, you press it down, of course. Turn right, you press it up. I'm sure you probably have figured that out. Also, for your bright lights, you would actually pull that towards you, and would turn your bright lights on. If you press it against you, it's going to turn them on and leave them on, and then you would have to push forward again to turn those off. If you press them forward, let's say you want to flash, somebody has their brights on, you want to just flash them, you just pull it toward you and let go, it'll just flash them like that. Now on the end is where you're going to see the lane keeping system. So this is where you activate and deactivate the lane keeping system. Some people have seen that in social media and said, I don't know where that's located. My lane keeping isn't working. As long as you have the Copilot 360, you'll have lane keeping system. You press that in the end, and it's going to activate your lane keeping system for you. And when it does that, you'll see an icon up here on the left beside this. It happens to have the menu. Let me get out of the menu features. Up there, it's up in the left-hand corner. It has a car with two lines. That means you know that is activated there. If you and also for some reason, it also puts. Oh yeah, also down here on the bottom on this productivity screen, it actually shows you a lane there, and as you get closer to as you get over those lines, it'll make those lines green, and if you get over too close to them, it'll turn them I think orange and red if you're going over them. So that's how you would select that. Now in your screen over here is where you would select if you want how you want that to work there. So lane keeping system, basically the way that works is It helps you keep in the center of your lane, or in your lane, I should say. And it does that by two different features. One of those is a alert system or an aid system. Now, an alert system, what it's going to do is it'll let you leave your lane, but it'll vibrate the steering wheel and let you know you've left your lane. The aid system will get you, you'll get over that line and it'll bring you back over into your lane there. So you can use the aid system, alert system, or both. And both means it will vibrate when you get close to that lane, but then also bring you back in. So you kind of almost let you know that it used that system to help keep you in your lane because you weren't paying attention. So you want to make sure if you're using a lane keeping system, it's activated, that you use your turn signals to switch lanes. That way it won't vibrate, and it'll allow you to switch lanes. Because if you have the aid system on and you don't put your turn signal on, you try to change lanes, that steering wheel will fight you and want you to stay over. You can change your lane, but it takes a lot of effort. So make sure you put your turn signal on. Lane keeping system knows that you're wanting to switch lanes. And then the lever over here on the right is going to be for your wipers. So of course, up turns the wiper on. The more times you turn it up, the faster it turns it on. The first one is going to be your intermittent, and the little lever or little dial on the inside there is going to, that's your intermittent, and how frequently you want your wiper to turn back on for that intermittent wiper settings, which is that first setting. So that's where your wiper switch is right there. Now let's talk about the information down here in your console itself. There's some switches, some buttons, and people probably aren't aware of what those all do. And so first off, you do have your shifting. Of course, your dial shifter here, park, reverse, neutral, drive, and low speed is that L, that button you'd press right there. That's what the low is there, or the L is. Right behind that is your parking brake. So if you want to set your parking brake, some people like to do that, or maybe you're pulling a trailer or something, you want to make sure that parking brake is set. You're just going to press that down and it's going to set your parking brake, and you're going to pull it up to release your parking brake. Actually, you pulled it to put your parking brake on. First time using it, I thought I was right. So you pull it to put your parking brake on, and you push it to release your parking brake. So pull to turn it on, push to turn it off. And then back there behind that are some buttons there. Now your vehicle may have 4 of these, it may have 5, it may even have 3. I can't remember the different configurations, but there's some different controls. This one does have 5 because it does have the hill descent control, because it has an FX4 package. So let's go through these buttons and tell you what all of them do. Now there's one button there that has a little flag, it has a snowflake, it has a leaf there. That is your drive mode button. So your vehicle will come, all vehicles, even the XL trim, will come with different drive modes. You have a, let me see if I get them all right. You have a normal, you have an eco, you have a sport, you have a tow haul, and you have a slippery mode. So definitely, like today, I told my daughter, put that in the slippery mode. She put it in there and she couldn't believe, because we got about 3 or 4 inches of snow last night, and she couldn't believe on the way to work how well it handled on the road, because a lot of the roads were not plowed yet. And she goes, wow, that drives so much different than my van because of the drive modes. Because then she went on her lunch break, she did not press that button, forgot to, and it's a totally different experience, because what it's going to do is the drive modes, depends on what drive mode you choose, it's going to be how the vehicle shifts and activates, deactivates that traction control and those kind of features. And for this being a 4-wheel drive as well, can put it in different 4-wheel drive settings or all-wheel drive settings based on that. And she does have the all-wheel drive with the 4K tow package, so that makes a big difference. So definitely just press that button. You're going to see it show up on there. First going to show the normal. This, and when I clicked it again, went to the tow haul mode, then it went to the slippery mode, and each of the images change based on what drive mode you're in. This and FX4 package will get a mud ruts mode as well as a sand mode, and those you'll get those instead of a sport mode, and instead of I can't remember the other one. Instead of slippery, you'll get a mud ruts. No, you still have slippery. So let's go through those. Oh, you lose an eco mode. That's what it is. So you lose eco mode, and you also lose the sport mode if you have the FX4 package. So something to keep in mind if you've, of course, older guides have shut down now, but you're going to have those different modes on the FX4 package. They're assuming you want to take this off-road. They give you the mud ruts, they give you the sand. You'll have slippery. You will not have a sport mode, and you will not have I just said it, and you will not have the eco mode. Either one of those two. I know a lot of people are like, I want that eco mode even with the FX4 package, but you do not have that one. So the other button right there, that is a traction control button. So I just press that, it's going to deactivate the traction control. It's going to turn it off. Press it again, we'll turn that back on. So that's how you select and deselect that right there. The other button, that is a little hand. That's the auto hold button. So if I have this turned on, let's go ahead and turn it on. And if I have it in drive, and I'm at a stoplight, and it's a long stoplight, I can press that button and it's going to say on, and I can take my foot off of the brake completely. My foot off of the brake. Here, both feet off of the brake right there, and it deactivates, and that'll hold that button, that brake for you. So then you can, of course, deactivate it, and it's, you can see it's going. So I am moving. So I'm gonna back up just a little bit, not too much, so I don't hit my camera. There we go. But that's how that works. That is your auto hold button for if you're at a stoplight, stop sign, that kind of thing. Then the buttons back behind there, this other one with the A with the circle around it, that is the auto start stop button. So when you come up the stoplight, stop sign with your EcoBoost, if you have a hybrid, you will not have that button there. So you know, a hybrid without that, of course, you would have the FX4 package. A hybrid would probably only have 4 buttons because it would not have that button. It would not have your you would have a drive mode and would not have the hill descent control. So you'll probably only have 3 buttons there because you would not have the bottom buttons. So basically auto start stop, if you the EcoBoost engines, pull up the stoplight, stop sign, you press the brake, it's going to shut the vehicle off at times, depends on the situation. Let go of the brake, it's going to turn it back on, and you'll be ready to go. So if you want to deactivate that, you just press that button and it's going to deactivate it for that engine cycle that way. So you would just go ahead and press that, and it deactivates the auto start stop. It even gives you a message letting you know that. Of course, you can press it again, turns it back on. Now it does, like I mentioned, each engine cycle. So if you come up, you shut the vehicle off, go into a store, something, come back out, and you turn it back on, and you come up to the first stoplight and it shuts off, you're gonna like, oh yeah, I gotta do it again. So that is something you have to do on each engine cycle. The other one is a hill descent control. FX4 package vehicles will get a hill descent control, and that's how you would control that. So you press that, and it's gonna hill descent control. It says shift gear. I probably have to be in drive. In drive, press the button there. There we go. Hill descent control ready, and then you can turn it off as well right there too. There we go, we turned it off. So it will help control as you're going down a descent. And the reason that's on the FX4 package is because if you're going, you know, off-road, you're going down hills, steep hills and such, that's why you'll have that right there. So that's those are the different buttons right there. Of course, everything else you know, just different slots up here underneath your audio control, or underneath your temperature controls. You will have a USB Type C and a USB Type A. So that round one, a lot of even iPhone has gone to that type of plug-in. Sometimes you might even, if you look on your plug-in from your phone, you might have a Type C that goes into your phone, and then you may have like a little charger that plugs into the wall outlet. But if you look closely, that probably there's a USB Type C that plugs into that. You could actually take that cord out of that cube and plug it in here. And the benefit of that is USB Type C will charge your phone much faster. So if you're wanting to charge your phone or transfer data in, it's going to charge and use it so much faster. That's why you're seeing USB Type C so many places, including on these vehicles. Now, if you do have them behind the console, you'll have the same setup, a USB Type C and A, along with your outlet, just like you have in this particular vehicle with the X and the luxury package on this vehicle. I assume that's a luxury package. Yeah, it does. Okay, climate control. So this one does have the automatic temperature control, which is great. I think even the XL trim has that. This one has some other buttons down here at the bottom because it is the luxury package, so it does have the heated seat buttons as well as the heated steering wheel buttons, and that's where those are going to be located, is down here on the bottom part. So you can turn those heated seat and heated steering wheel on. Also, for the temperature control, you have an automatic setting. Of course, the left dial is going to be your fan speed. The right one will turn that on and then allow you to pick your temperature you want it at. So I love the automatic temperature control. I like to set mine at 72 and just leave it there. If you use one of these auto settings, what it'll do is just it'll keep the air flowing at a constant speed, but it'll be that temperature and keep that monitored at that temperature. So that way, if it gets hot in here, it might cool it down to keep it down to that, or warm it up, and that's how that works. And then this one does have the heated mirrors as well, being the luxury package. So you're going to see that that is for your heated mirrors. If you need to turn those on to heat off those mirrors, it's that left button at the top there. And then, of course, your defrost. You have a max defrost or just a regular defrost down either one of those. And then also, then you have these other buttons will show you where the air is coming through. So if you don't have this auto selected and you go, and if you notice here, let's go ahead and turn it on and turn our climate on. There we go. And if right now we just have the fan speed going, so we adjust that. But if I put in the auto, it takes the light off of that fan, and now it has the 2 buttons there, and it's going to come out at that speed. So if I want to then, if I do that, it deselects the auto. So you can see that goes back and forth. Also, I believe if you have this in auto, you cannot select where it's coming from, whether it be in the vents here or down below or up above. But these buttons in the middle of that climate control that. So if I want defrost, I could select that. Now it's coming up here. And if I want the feet, it's going to come out of both places. So I have both of those are lit up right there. Or if I want it coming out of the vents too, now I have it coming from all 3 places. But when you have in the auto setting, you'll notice when I click that, it takes away those lights, and now you just have it coming straight out. And I believe on auto setting, it's going to come out mainly from the bottom, but a little bit's coming from the vents as well. So just depends on how you like yours. Of course, the little truck there with the little circle there, that is recirculating. So if you get up to a stoplight and there's somebody with really bad exhaust, or somebody smoking right next to you, you have their window rolled down and such, and you want clean air, you don't, because it's going to try to filter air from outside into the vehicle to give you your air. If you don't want to smell that person smoking or the exhaust, you just click that and it's going to circulate it from inside the vehicle so that you have a clean air smell. And then you have the AC button and max AC. So if you put on max AC, it's going to go full blast power on that, and then if you have just regular AC, it will be like that. So but of course you can still have the auto setting. So that's how the climate control is used. I know it seems some people it's like I can figure that out on my own, but for those of you that wanted some help, there you go. There's a little tutorial on that. And then this screen up here, I'm not going to go through every aspect of that again in this video, but just kind of what some of those buttons control. So your radio controls are right here. You, of course, turn it on. You just press that volume button. That turns your radio on. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Of course, moving the dial left or right will raise it up, or the volume up or down by turning that dial. If you just want to tune the radio, you just, or whatever you're on, you just use that to turn it right there. Not sure what station he had it on. Oh well. And then pressing the button, that the middle does not press like it does on the volume over here. So just so you know that. Your hazard is that triangle right at the top, of course, the red triangle. Most people know that. You just press that. It's going to turn that off. If you're on the side of the road and you need help, you just turn that on. Right below that is going to be your different controls there. So if I click that little speaker button there, that takes you right into your sound settings. So boom, takes you right there where you can adjust your treble, your balance, bass, that kind of stuff. If you want it to the speed, you want the radio to go up as you go faster, it'll control that right through that screen. And then these other buttons, the plus and those 2 buttons that have the arrows going to the left and to the right on the outside of the middle button, to each side of the middle button, I should say. Those buttons there are going to control your presetting audio controls, or audio stations. So if I click left, it's going to go ahead. In this case, actually, you're on AM, FM, it's trying to seek for the next good radio station it can get to. And in this building, it probably can't find one, so it's just gonna, there it goes, it found one. Same way going the other way for those buttons. I thought they were presettings, and I think that's just for the steering wheel right here for those. If you probably go into audio, there's the presettings right there. You could just press those right there. And then the little play and pause button, I think that's if you have something like if you're playing audio through your USB or through your Bluetooth, that's where you can probably control to pause that whatever you're playing right there with that button. Yeah, so when I press the pause, it actually put the mute on because it's pausing the radio and such. And then if that little screen with the line through it, if you want that to go black, it just shows you a clock right there. You can do that if you want, and then press it again, completely black, and then press it again, turns that screen back on. That's how that works. I think I've went over all that, of course, on your moonroof, or you do have 2 switches up here on your overhead console, and that turns your lights completely on. To the door is in the middle, or turn it over to the right, it's going to shut them off completely. I actually shut them off so it doesn't affect any lighting there. And then this one does have the moonroof, so manual slide for that moonroof, so you can just open that up. And then this button right here is going to take it down and slide it back if you press it towards the back. Right, so we're going to do that, and then if we need to shut it, we just press just press it once, let go. It's going to go ahead and open and close it for you all the way securely. There you go. Now you know it's secured. Now if I want to press it, if it's shut and I want that to tilt up, it can. I just press that button up and it's going to tilt it up so I have a little bit of air coming in. Or if I have the windows rolled down, I want air to kind of come out of it, I can do that as well pretty easily by doing that. Now I just press the back button again. Oh, no. Okay, I pressed the front button again and it shuts it down. So that front button for the tilt as well as to bring it shut up there. Now the sliding rear window, I have to look around. I can't remember where that switch is. This one does have, oh, this one's a manual slide rear window. This is not a lariat trim. Manual slide rear window, as you can see there. If it does have the power slide rear window, I believe that switch is right down here by the PowerPoint adapter right under here. I believe that's where that's located, is right under there. I think I've covered everything else. Everything I want to talk about for the driver's controls, what they're able to get to. There is a manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel, so the lever's over here on the left. Press that down, it goes up and down, forward and back, so you can get it just right. Again, if you have the luxury package, you will have a power driver's seat over here. Manual seat, no matter what you have. Adjustment, the lever is up here to slide it forward and back. A lever for the backrest as well. And then the headrest adjusts as well over here, as well as this one has that same adjustment. The seat, this in here will go, the seat cushion will go up and down. So you can see that, adjust that way, up and down, forward and back. Of course, recline as well. And this one does have power lumbar too over here. Now, if you have the manual seat adjustment, it's gonna have a lever up here for the driver, just like this passenger, as well as a lever for the backrest. They do not have manual lumbar for XL and XLT trim. Remember that. You will have, I believe, manual lumbar on the passenger seat for the lariat trim, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure without looking at the order guide. So I think I've covered everything. The mirrors adjust right here, manual adjusted mirror, so you can just adjust it that way. Someone comes up behind you with those bright lights, you just flip this mirror towards you and it flips it up, gives you different angles, so that way they don't blind you with those lights, and then flip it down. Everything else I think I've covered. So again, thanks for watching this video. I do appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit the red subscribe button down below so you can get subscribed over the channel. Hit that notification bell so that way you can get notified the next time we have another video uploaded to the YouTube channel. And don't forget to find us on social media. We're at McArthur on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can even follow me over on Twitter. I'm at Tim Bart over there as well. And don't forget to check out our live streams where we take your questions live on the live stream, as well as update you on any Ford news and information on the live stream every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Check out our YouTube channel for that. And if you have your notifications turned on, you will get notified before we go live on Tuesday nights. Again, thanks for watching this video. Till the next one, we'll see you later.